What? Me yell and scream right before I unmute? No. Oof, my goodness, I feel like I shouldn't look so old. It just is what it is though. Gotta live with it. There's really no I guess I could have my face exchanged for a younger one, and if the technology only existed. Cheers, by the way. Look at that. It's a slightly different glass, but it's basically the same internal. Aloha. Thank you for coming by. Because I was listening to that song. It's really cool, really cool. I'm trying to get the chords down. But I got to listen to it a few more times. But it's mainly... Then there's... Anyway, I'm working on some songs. Anyway, well, yeah, here's my fancy cheap guitar. We're not playing guitar today. The musical segment today, I usually give this little introduction right at the start. The musical segment is Ken's Piano Lounge. That'll be the second half of the show. But if you enjoy the guitar segments, I'll be playing a different guitar than that one. I have like 15 Friday. Today's the Wednesday show. It's right in the middle of the week. I'm taking a little time off from my job here, which is work at home, Wednesday work at home day. So I got my email client up. Should any like very important emails come in, I imagine, in fact, okay, no big deal, accept that meeting. I could probably see them and go, oof, maybe I shouldn't be streaming. But it never happens. I mean, I've done this hundreds and hundreds of times. And then I can always finish the rest of the work I need to do today after the stream. So I'm looking forward to that. We're going to do a little bit of the old Microsoft Flight Simulatoring. Right here, I got 2024. I got my beautiful blue Bluetooth controller right here. It is quite wavy. I don't know exactly what we're going to do. In fact, I want to do this right before. Let me get in here first. But before we start up, because I forgot. Hold on a second here. I'm going to bring up my YouTube. I want to look at the video. Okay, we got the New World update, the city update. I want to look at the video again that Microsoft Flight Simulator, the studio released, that shows what the different sites are. Because I'm trying to be fairly, careful about making sure we see all the new things. Let me just see where that... where was that? Was a while ago. City update 11, Northeastern United States 2. Okay, I'm gonna just bring this over here, so you can see here. This is basically, they just released this last week. It was pretty recent. Oh geez, we don't need quite the banner music quite that loud. All right, Seabright. Wait, why is that so? Okay, Seabright, New Jersey. I've never been there. Statue of Liberty we checked out. Manhattan we kind of checked out, but we could do that again. Oh, by the way, July 4th, for I will be streaming, but we're gonna do a special nighttime stream in Manhattan. If you do it at the right time, there's actual fireworks, which is in the game, and it's pretty intense. Oh, I like that plane. Okay, Orient, New York, Southall. Okay, Beavertail Light. I'm already like, we're gonna have to go back and look at this. We went to Pleasant Bay. That was cool. Cliff Pond, I think, is right there too. The Pine Hills. Looks like a golf course. Okay, Boston we could go to. Anybody want to go to Boston? Just say Boston. I don't know. I think we should not... Well, we'll see. We might do a couple of different destinations. It's not absolutely crowded. Norton Reservoir. I want to make a note of these. Honestly, I keep forgetting. Little things like that. Like, I'm not going to remember Norton Reservoir. So I'm going to make a little note here. Norton... Maybe we can find it. They make you kind of, do a little Sherlock Holmes detective work to find these places. I feel intentionally, which is fine with me. What was the other one? Providence, Rhode Island. But the one we should start kind of at the beginning and be kind of okay. So the first one is this one here. Okay, and we're gonna check it out. But first, we gotta find out where it is. It's called Seabright, New Jersey. Yeah, I guess that's built on Seabright, New Jersey. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna look that up on Google Maps just so I know for sure that where it is, because I don't know where it is. And New Jersey's pretty big. I'm not gonna want to search the entire Seabright. I mean, it's obviously the coast, but even though, yeah, Seabright, NJ. Where is that? Seabright. How close is it to? It's got to be not too far from Atlantic City. Yes, no, maybe. Okay, so it's south. Okay, it's just south of New York. That's fine. Seabright. Where was it again? Hold on a second there. Well, we're going to check it out. There it is. Okay, that's where it is. Seabright. Go on it. It looks like a very interesting kind of Jersey, what was that? There was that show about the Jersey partiers. All right, so back to the game. Let's play some game. We don't need this. We're going to go click to our game. There we go. Free flight. What's the plane? That's a good question, too. But I like to choose a plane that kind of tickles my fancy, and I think it's kind of wild and interesting. And that's going to be today. We're going to be flying my racer, my Bugatti racer. Let's configure that color though, because comes in quite a few interesting paint jobs here. Oh, they're all good. Oh, that's a good one too. I don't know if we've flown this Gulf Netherlands one. It's kind of wow. Let's fly that. Texaco is amazing. USA Zebra and USAF. Let's fly USA, come to think of it. We are flying over the USA. All right. Gosh, we're already 10 minutes in, and I like to take my time. We got 2 hours. So saving back. Now the place we're going to fly is Seabright, New Jersey, because according to the new city update, it's been updated. Well, it looks a little cloudy on the eastern seaboard here, right? There's Boston. Here's Stamford. Yeah, it's way down under here. This is it over here, right? There's some place where I can see what I'm seeing, what I'm looking for. If I get down in the clouds low enough. Not really. They should make it a little easier to find what you're looking for. What if I do a search from here? Well, it'll give me Seabright. Sometimes they have that kind of effect. Yeah, no. Yeah, where you can type it in and it gives it to you. But no, not around here. I should be able to find it. But maybe not. Oof. Okay, kind of see. I just don't know exactly where on the coast it is. We're gonna check her out here. This is plenty of thing. I think we can find it from here. Once I'm in the air, believe it or not, I think it'll be easier to find points on the ground, reference marks. Okay, we're gonna start that from there. Very good. We're here, Seabright, New Jersey. Yeah, because just from the geography, I should be able to find Seabright. We're here to explore. Are you flying a mission and career? Nice. Yeah, well, they just came out with a city update, and right at the first thing they say in the video is Seabright, New Jersey. I'm like, oh, I've never been there. So, I don't think I've also flown in this particular livery of this wacky Bugatti racing plane I purchased recently. By the way, cheers. A little Diet Coke for everyone, I hope. So after we fly around for about 45 minutes, or from now, I'll be playing the big brain games, which is kind of regular content, and after that there'll be my mid-roll, and bring my piano in here, and hopefully I can entertain some people with my piano lounge act. Okay, so you got 2 counter-rotating propellers. Looks like a 4-blade propeller, but it's not. It's 2 counter-rotating protension. You got 2 engines. Each engine has they're located one in the front and one in the back of the fuselage. So you can see the front engine's exhaust ports are there. The back engine's exhaust ports, you got this tri-wing here, or the tri-tail. That's the back engine's exhaust port. It's a very unusual plane, and it's basically designed to be fast, and that's it. It's a racing plane. 1935 though. It says Bugatti on it. It's pretty cool. All right, let's get in this plane. Start her up. It's pretty easy to start if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, look at this really kind of vintage cockpit. These big things on the side. That's where the torque tubes transfer power from the engines, which are behind you, to the rotating propellers. Right, you're going to want to turn your radio and your master battery on right here. There's a bunch of things you can do from here. We don't need to use the checklist to start up usually. All right, not worry about the hand pump. You just pump it up a little bit. Give it a little pump. Give a pump or two. Make sure your fuel is pumped up. Okay, what's this? Okay, the throttle should be about here. That's fine. Let's see, up here. Right. Okay, speed brakes are mapped to there. Perfect. Okay, that's good. That all looks pretty good. We should be able to start up. So to start up, you rotate this to engine 1, and then you push it. And that should start engine 1. So one of the propellers should fire up. Oh, it did quite risky. I like it. And then we switch this over to the second engine and push that one. And that caused the second engine to fire up. And these were actual Bugatti engines. Car engine, 8-cylinder inline car engines. But nice and good ones. Are we moving? I don't want to move. All right, let's test some features here. For one thing, you got these speed brakes. Those are those big brakes on the top. Could be important for a plane that's really fast. And they're controlled from this lever here. Okay. This up here is flaps. Okay, there's flaps in 2 positions of flaps there. Okay, that's good. Let's make sure those are working. Okay, flaps are at the bottom. So the speed brakes in concert with the flaps create a lot of drag there, as you can kind of see. Speed brakes down. There we go. Okay, you see how the back of the tail moves? And then when I move the rudder, it moves all 3 surfaces in the back, not just that rudder. It's kind of cool and kind of sophisticated. But when you move the stick, it just moves it's very unusual. And it's got that great back look to it. All right, we should be able to radio our intentions here. We're gonna go east towards the water. Right. Now it's taxi then. Because it's an uncontrolled. We're closed, right? Oh yeah, no, where the cockpit's open. That's why it's so loud. Let's close this bad boy. There we go. Much better. We can hear ourselves. All right, let's fly this gorgeous plane. It's a beautiful day. I do want to double check whether I remembered to turn live weather on from last time. Live weather is turned on, so it's apparently a beautiful day. It looked like it was going to be real cloudy too. All right, where is the runway? Is it ahead of us? I mean, that's it there. That's got to be right. Hopefully it'll like tell us which way to go. That is a very patriotic paint job. Don't worry, we'll not hang up on any of that stuff there. I gotta admit, that is a patriotic as paint job. Boy, it's really having some trouble keeping this cockpit in. Okay, we're getting some power. There we go. Getting some power here. The powers. All right, flaps should be there, not full. All right, now we got some power. Too much power. Brakes. There we go. The cool thing is your foot brakes also operate the air brakes too. Oh, and something. Why did I do that? Put the flaps up. Those work, right? Alright, seems to be working. Just checking. A little bit of positive trim. Can I get that in there? There we go. I don't know. It's not saying where we want to take off from. But let's fly around. And it's a little, you know, how can I put this? Just a little babying. You get to do what you want. We're real good. We're ready to fly. Runway 3. Oh, a little too much. We're fine. Alright. I'm tired of hanging around on the runways. Let's see if we can aim our ass down here. Get those powerful engines roaring. Oh. Jeez. I don't know. Also, the gear come up automatically, which kind of pisses me off. But it is what it is. All right, we're gonna head east to the water. I think I can find Seabright from here based on what? God, that's a paint job. Based on the shape of the land out here. It should be pretty obvious, and other landmarks that we should find on the coast. All right, so let's see. Are we flying the plane? The plane is flying. Let's see. We've got 2 engines. We're pretty about the same RPM. Pretty balanced there. Let's see. Gear is up. I just want to find out if there's a way of turning off the automatic gear raising system. And the flaps come up, I think, or down. There's a bunch of automated systems, which is cool, but... Alright, so this here, let's see, it's either down that way or down or up this way, but I think it's up this way. But this is the general area of Seabright, New Jersey. That is the first one that has been mentioned to have been updated terrain. And you can see we're going to stay pretty low. Oh. So we can get a good look at how these people are living. Swimming pools, movie stars, boat marina. Well, they have to share the marina though. That's low class. You know, you got to have your own pier for your own yacht. You know, and you got to be pretty close to the beach. But this is New Jersey. I mean, this is pretty hoity-toity stuff here. All right, I'm gonna have to figure out what some of these landmarks are. I know if we get to New York, we went too far, but it should tell us at some point. Because there is an actual city of Seabright. I think it's quite a ways up here, but we'll figure it out. As I mentioned, New Jersey is it's pretty big. When they say New Jersey Shore, they're not kidding though. That's a lot of beach. They're not kidding. And I guess it's, you know, it's a lot of resorts and stuff here. I mean, it's actually impressive. Like, there's nothing in California that has a beach, that has that much beach, as far as I know. I mean, California has nice beaches, but they're not humongoly like this. Is this Atlantic City? Does it really say what it is? I need some landmarks that have the same. We'll find something up here that has a name on it, and then I'll be able to correlate. All right, what's this over here? It's Monmouth University Graduate Center. Give me a second here. Let me just look that up there. I think that's around here. Yeah, Monmouth Beach. Everything is Monmouth Park, Monmouth something. So we're in the right area for sure. Yeah. All right, we're almost. I think we're literally almost at Seabright. I'm more pausing here. But you can see some beautiful estates down there. I always like to go over these estates. I don't know if these are like full-timely occupied by somebody. But yeah, that's a huge estate, single estate there. Your tennis court. Although you don't have your pier to your boat. You know, you can't really keep a boat right on the ocean. But as you'll see up here, there's also the bay part. Oh, these are some fancy estates. I think this stuff has been updated. Wow, that is a lot of estate-hoods. Oh, these are some big ones. Multi-million-dollar estates. Now you got the resorts. Here's a resort. These are like, you know, condo, probably like a timeshare event. Timeshare resorts. There's your timeshare. Want to buy timeshare? I bet you do. Some of these are probably just nicer, but those mansions were awesome. I bet we'll see a lot more too. They're pretty good at representing those. This is a cool looking building. Hold on a second here. How you doing, science? This is kind of the east. I'm looking for Seabright, New Jersey. I think we're almost there. I think this is Monmouth Beach, but I'm trying to look for some of these buildings because they're kind of iconic. Obviously, kind of iconic looking. Let's see if I can find. Okay, it should be further south. Here, I got to get my kind of get my head around where I am in the terrain. It's not there. That's ocean. Oh no, it's not there. All right, keep fighting. So we're heading north. Up ahead, eventually we'll hit New York. But before we do, we're going to hit, this is, I think, Monmouth Bay, or whatever the bay here, right? Shrewsbury Bay, sorry, Shrewsbury. Okay. And then as we come out of Shrewsbury Bay, I think that's Shrewsbury Bay, it kind of looks like it. The map's pretty. Wow, this is a really pretty area. There's a hotel. Wait, now that I know exactly where I am, let's see where that is. That is right there. That's that big building, the Channel Club Tower. It's called? The Channel Club Tower. Yeah, and there's the marina right there, right? Oh, and this has a tiki bar. This building, that's a tiki bar down there. I'm just reading stuff off of Google Maps. We're gonna come out into the sun, and right where the sun is, that's what we came for, which is on the map Seabright. It just was listed as a new area to explore. We're gonna get nice and low and check it out here. It's your basic kind of it seems like an island, but it's not really. But it feels like an island. You're isolated, and it's quite sandy. So you see, it says Seabright something, Pleasurecraft Seabright something there in New Jersey. So I don't know whether the appeal is staying in a beach town, but they've just updated it. It looks pretty. It has has a nice realistic feel. If we continue north, pretty quickly we're going to hit actual New York. It's not that far. This is what it looks like from here. It has a good view out the windows, but not a great view due to those giant counter-rotating propellers in front of your face. But the side views are great. And this plane is such a bat wing. It's such a Batman plane. I have trouble resisting. And this is called the USA livery. I can't imagine why. But it's a very unusual interpretation of the stars and stripes, though. I gotta say, I like it, but it's different. And considering it's a Bugatti, it's an Italian plane. It's not necessarily any particular reason for it to have a star or a stripe on it. So if you go all the way out here, and yeah, basically there's this beach walk. How far does it go? Quite a ways, but then no, at the end there's just basically it just ends. There's a U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary Flotilla 22 and the Sandy Hook Lighthouse. I wonder if we can see those. Sandy Hook, is that the famous place, by the way, where there was the school thing here? All right, I believe that is the Sandy Hook Lighthouse, but I don't think we're going to be able to see it very well because it's in the trees. I'm just curious. And that's where it's supposed to be. Oh, it's got the strip sign. Yeah, you can't see it very well. It's in a tree. That's a 2024 bug, and also that sound bug. All right, where's our plane? There it is. Get back up the plane. It's fine. So yes, Sandy Hook. It kind of, it's a place in the news, and now I know what it looks like because I know we're there. All right, but yeah, you're at the end of this huge peninsula, and if you don't have a boat, you're gonna have to go back the other way. But then here is the Sandy. Oh, it's Sandy. No, it is Sandy Hook Bay. This is a Sandy Hook Bay. Like there's this pier here that goes way out. All right, where is it? Can we see it? No, you can't. It's not really on the. It should be here. Kind of where these boats are. I don't know if we'll be able to see it. But yeah, basically, you can kind of tell, but you can't really get from that whole. That's basically an island. Is what I'm trying to say. The reason these boats all are kind of marked here is there actually is a pier that goes out. That, according to my Google Maps, that is actually is down there, but you just can't see it. It's very long, but I think you can kind of see where it attaches to land here. Correct. It's right here. You can kind of see there's a road. This is where there actually is a pier that goes way out. It's on according to Google Maps. For some reason, it's not here. But that's where it goes. That's where you get onto it there. You can see where it goes there. Interesting. Some things are still missing in the area. That's fine. So this is the Werner Heliport. Okay, I'm just checking where I am. I'm following where I am on Google Maps here. What is this town? Middletown. They'll have very nice Keensburg up here. All right. Well, I think we've. Hey, Pilgrim. How you doing? Nice to see you, by the way. Thank you for coming by. This is New Jersey. And the reason why we're doing New Jersey is because I have not been here before, and now that I have, I'm like, yeah, I know now. I know why. It's okay. I mean, the best part I think were those mansions. Maybe we should fly that way again. You know what? Let's head up to New York. It's got to be. I mean, there's more things to explore in New York, and you can kind of see on the distance there. It's about a 10-minute flight. It's really not far. But if we just head kind of northwest here, right? Actually, New York is that way, northeast. Take it back. We're going the wrong way. Yeah, New York is not far, but we got to go the right way. Don't leave it. Let's kick up the power a little bit. This is a fast plane. We're going to have no problem getting there in no time at all. That's why I like it. We will have a little bit of overwater. So they said the weather was good, but it definitely looks, some of these clouds look like they would have have summer rainstorms. It's it's July 1st there. Well, I mean the whole Eastern Seaboard, but especially people who can't afford or whatever reason want to live in a more suburban environment than pretty much anywhere you'll get in New York, because as far as actual suburban environments, there's Staten Island, but pretty much everyone wants to live in a house with a garden and and a driveway and a backyard. New Jersey is your choice, and then you can still commute effectively if you really want to. It could be an hour commute, but there's people who commute from DC to Washington or Philly to New York. That's much farther than these places. So you can get public transportation. You can get on a train. It'll switch you to the subway, and you can be in New York in like an hour or so. I mean, we're going to do that same hour trip in about 10 minutes. I mean, we're kind of almost there. Let's get back to zero trim. Very good. It must stay nice and low. You can see the one thing, other feature I always like to talk about this plane, is that as flights, you can kind of see that there's two engines, a forward engine and a rear engine. But then there's four exhaust ports, and they're glowing red. You can really tell, especially at night, from the heat of the exhaust passing through them. They start black, and then they start glowing red. And then when you turn the engines off, after a few minutes of sitting there staring at them, we've done it. It's not the most exciting thing. They will turn black again. They cool down effectively. So they're modeling the heat of the exhaust system, and letting you know there's some hot action going in there in those eight-cylinder Bugatti inline engines. Yeah, so this is Staten Island University Hospital. So I'm gonna say, yeah, that's Staten Island University. But again, they've been redoing the whole Northeast. They've added a lot of detail and buildings to Manhattan. So we'll probably do a bunch of flights over. But one of the ones they listed was Boston, and the other one that I think might be fun to just find is that Norton Reservoir. I mean, can that be too hard to find? By the way, we're going under this bridge. Do not try this at home. I forget which bridge this is. But if I see a bridge that we can easily go under, I used to know the name of all the bridges around here, but there's a million. Whee! Under the bridge downtown. But as I was saying, we're going to fly here on July 4th, and we're going to do a stream where we're going to adjust time July 4th, so that as we fly, it becomes after, I think, 9:30 or sometime. If you fly at a certain time, the fireworks all go off at the same time, and it is all over. There's like millions of fireworks displays around Manhattan. We did this last year. It was pretty cool. So we're going to do it again. Maybe in this plane, too. Maybe not. But that's July 4th. That's on Friday. Yeah, that's Friday. So the July 4th stream will be a nighttime fireworks stream. Of course, it'll be the regular time, 11:30 a.m. my time. Yeah, do you remember that? Yeah, it was kind of memorable. I do, too. So yeah, if I remember correctly, all you do is you say on July 4th. You could do it any day too. I can do it today. Just set my calendar to July 4th, and I might test it tomorrow, make sure it's still working, because I wouldn't want to promise a fireworks stream and then not come through. All right. So the New York, they did a new. We already saw the Statue of Liberty. We kind of already saw that direction. Like that's Brooklyn there, and then you got all of there's downtown. That's Governor's Island there. We already saw the Central Park. Excuse me. We didn't really. Did we go down the East River and go under all the bridges? That's the Brooklyn Bridge, right? I think they've redone it to make it look a little more. This is one of the original bridges. You know, yeah, that's the Brooklyn Bridge. It's very, very nicely done, all brick. Uh-oh. Now we'll be fine. Just don't try this at home. You won't survive it. We had all these, like, this is the ABC streets, or is that Hell's Kitchen? I don't know what that is. I wish I knew more a little bit about the actual. Anyway, you can actually legally fly up the East River. Oh, that's a cool building too there. Yeah, it's starting to get jerky just because of all the buildings we're going to load. Yes, I'm intentionally coming down nice and low here, don't worry. My computer's starting to struggle. Fans have come on. That's what I want to see. That's why I bought it. Do I have much plans for the horse? You know what? Not really. It's a day off, and I'm going to stream. That's pretty much all I feel. And I'm going to stream the day after and the day after that, too. I mean, my friend Kelly's coming over Saturday. That's the 5th. But Friday the 4th, oh, I don't know if I want to go under this bridge here. But I love these buildings. This is I don't remember what this island's called. It's in the East River. Anyway. And then there's that famous power plant there. All right, well, we're going to have to set her down pretty soon. Well, actually, we can fly around some more. Maybe we'll head north a ways. Usually I kind of head out and go to Brooklyn, which is, look for looking for Coney Island. The other thing is LaGuardia Airport out here, which is there. I've actually landed there. But man, all these really cool looking bridges. They're obviously, designed based on the real thing. I hope Lila's gonna stream today. I know she might already be on. She usually streams right when I start, but no, she's not on today. Hopefully she'll be on later. George says, okay, so right, that's LaGuardia right there. I think, yeah, definitely. It's small, but it was a little bit of an older airport, but it's big enough. All right, so if you head north, then you kind of get this whole area, all these kind of, it's 45 minutes north of New York, but they're very nice communities, but I don't really know much about them. But yeah, sure, a lot of people live around here. So we're heading basically north. If you go up further enough, we're gonna hit Massachusetts. But again, we're gonna save Boston for tomorrow, I think. I do want to see if I can find out where this. Maybe we'll do a quick second flight, because I'd like to get 2 of these in Norton Reservoir. But in order for us to do that, we'll have to land somewhere. We could land over at Newark International or LaGuardia. We could go back to LaGuardia. It's not far. Yeah, let's just do that. We're going to land at LaGuardia. It's easy. And then I want to see if I can find this other point of interest. It's kind of a thing I like to do when these city updates come out, which is kind of, basically methodically hit them all. Hit all the little things that are mentioned in the release video. I think we do pretty well. I think we got most of the South America one was the big one last time. Let me see if I can figure out how this runway is situated here. Right. Well, they want us to land how? Oh, we need to be over this direction then. And we're gonna have to follow these guys in over here. Fortunately, they are jets. They're a lot faster than us. So we're going to make this thing here. We're going to go down here. We're basically going to make a 180-degree turn. And that's the runway down there. But you see there's some traffic. You can see in our things. We're going to go 6 and 6 to make a turn around here. We're going to make a nice landing. Start reducing power a little bit here. Very basic plane. Yeah, I bet that Milo will stream a lot during the holiday. She's going to take advantage of the fact that we're slotting ourselves in here. I didn't see there was another jetliner coming in. LaGuardia is a very busy airport, and I have real-time traffic turned on. Just gonna slow down. We're gonna put our flaps down to mid position. We're gonna bring our gear down. Gear's gonna be coming down right here. There we go. See the runway ahead. We're gonna put a little bit of those air brakes out. Slow down a bit. A little more easy. So you can see both the brakes and flaps work together to make a nice amount of drag to counteract the propellers, which we want to keep going. We want to make sure we still have power on. You just got to be ready in the case of an aborted landing. There are players in the game, but these are actual. This is actual people flying around. No, sorry, this is actual air traffic. That's mapped from real planes that are supposed to be flying around. But there, so it mixes two kinds of air traffic: real-time air traffic and people in the game on that server. But you can tell them apart because they'll have a different name. They'll have different kind of names. Coming nice and fast, a little fast here. Gonna slow down a little bit more. Give myself a little bit more brake here. Achieve the runway. Make a nice gentle landing, hopefully. Uh-oh. Speed to burn off here. We got plenty of runway here, though. Alright, full braking. Full braking. We're down. That was a pretty gentle runway. Pretty gentle. Let's see things go. Try to stay on the runway here. Oh, that guy landed behind us. Hey, buddy. That's alright. We didn't call in or anything. Right. Brakes down. Gear. Flaps up. That's a pretty plane, though. Cockpit open, just for fun. Yeah, and then when you brake your, when you use the wheel brakes, those air brakes automatically seem to come up, which is pretty cool. But you also get wheel braking. It's really a cool little game. This is, I mean, I'm, again, it's an add-on plane. It came, I think, with 10 liveries, and they're all really cool. But I'm pretty sure this is the first time I've done this one. The last time we flight was not that long ago, and this plane was called Texaco livery, which is bright red with the actual Texaco oil company logos in them. I honestly don't have any idea, but you can imagine that if this plane was built for racing, they might have built a bunch of them, like 10 of them, and then painted them different colors so that when there was a race, you could tell who was winning. You know what I mean? Because they'd be very different looking, and so they'd be painted the colors of the pilot, and that the pilot would want or the pilot sponsor or something like that. I don't know. This is what we're not going all the way down here. We're just gonna park here. This is a pretty darn busy airport too. Well, it's LaGuardia, so yeah. It is one of those busy airports in the world. It's not the busiest airport in the Northeast, though, that's for sure. All right, I want to see. All right, kill it, kill it. Kill it. All right, so you see both propellers will kind of come to a stop because they're counter-rotating. That's what helps, it ensures that there won't be a lot of torque steering. They'll come to a stop. Give me a second. All right. Nope. Why didn't they not? Oh, yeah, I think there's a bug. Oh, there it goes. That one stopped. There it goes. That one stopped. It's a really cool looking plane. I want to see, we have time just to do a little buzz flight of another thing, but I have to figure out where it is. It says Norton Reservoir, and that's all it says. Obviously, it's in the Northeast, but I want to see if it's possible, if I type it in properly. Norton Reservoir, Massachusetts. Okay, it looks pretty cool, but where is it? Where's the nearest airport? Okay, it's there. Where's the nearest airport? All right. Let me see if I can find it on the the country map here. I might be able to. We'll find out in a second. You never know. Okay, free flight. For now, keep the same plane. Yeah, I just think we're not going to be able to see it due to... Let's see, because it's around here. But... because of the coverage. Can you change that? Yeah, if we just do map view, yeah, that fixes that issue. Okay, good. See, now I learned something today. All right, so we can go here, and this reservoir we're looking for is there. So it's going to be this one here. There's a bunch of these. So it's Providence. It's near Providence, right? Oh, but it's northeast of Providence. So it's here. All right, so we take off from here. I'm actually going to go back to satellite view. Set as departure. We should be able to find this. It should be right next to this. Let's just see. And we can say we went there. It's called Norton Reservoir. And it should be just south of this Mansfield. I see it on the my Google Maps here. So I do know where it's supposed to be. And Mansfield is the correct city name. Keep the same livery. I just want to do a quick flight and see if we can find this. Oops. I accidentally didn't give it enough gas. And it shut down. That's fine. We'll start up the engine again. Oh, actually, it might be okay. Let's start up here. Give it a second. Okay, those are closed. Flaps are there. Set a little positive trim, please. Thank you. All right, we got that engine. Cockpit is closed. We are set for going. Let's see. That's the parking brake. Parking brake is on. Very good. Give us a lot of power. Let that build up. Parking brake off. That's what it looks like from here. It always seems to want to, like, dip a wing. All right, gear up, flaps up. Gear's coming up. Here's the gear. The gear. All right, so we want to head to south. I guess it is right here. It's right here. And basically, yeah, it's at Norton Reservoir. I'm not sure what that means. Except it's, yeah, that's just, I think what it looked like. I would assume now the point is when it says there's, it's got some kind of cool things. Like, I wonder what, like some kind of open air amphitheater of some kind there, perhaps. Not sure what that's about. And I'm just wondering if, since it says it's a reservoir, I often suspect there'll be a dam. You can kind of see how they got some cool improvements. So I'd expect to see a dam somewhere, but I don't necessarily see a dam. Just because it's a reservoir doesn't necessarily mean you would see a large dam structure. Yeah, this is it. I'm glad we checked it out because we don't have to come here again. Norton Reservoir. Very pretty. And again, you can tell a lot of people put their estates around here. It's really close to Providence, and I guess it would be considered like a rich people's suburb of Providence. We'll quickly fly a little south to the southwest. We've pretty much seen that Norton Reservoir is not very, I mean, it's not exactly that picturesque. I guess they probably redid this airport too. It's Mansfield Municipal. We didn't really get a chance to check it out. Let's fly right here. Yeah, I don't know if there's like a major update. It looks nice and clean though. They did it, it probably hasn't been updated. It's a small GA airport there. So yeah, there wouldn't be a big airport because Providence has a big international airport. People probably just fly there. So Providence is southwest. We could probably get there pretty quickly if we gun it. And that's actually one of the stops that I wanted to check out too. That's been on. Providence is a little later on that the city update list. It does say Providence as well as Boston. But we can check out Providence, I think. It might be a little far. Let's find out. Nice cold Diet Coke. I can't live without it. So yeah, so this is what they were talking about, as far as I could tell. Norton Reservoir. But I assume it also means like things like that golf course have been updated. They showed a couple of the golf courses in the area. It just means that like a whole area has been terrain updated. And they probably add a lot of custom house designs to other buildings. Sturdy Memorial Hospital. I think it says Sturdy. Sturdy is probably somebody's name. That's what we're supposed to remember. It's got this great clock there, down right there in the middle there. I love the ticking clock. And the Jaeger instruments. Alright, so it's Memorial Hospital. You can land your helicopter there. Pretty cool looking hospital building, I think. Sure, why not? I believe that's a hospital. As we get closer to Providence, it's going to become more suburban in feel. I think we're heading to Providence. Let me bring up a flight dude here. Yeah, okay, so Providence is dead ahead. We're going to land at the airport, too. I don't know how much of Providence we'll actually see. It's only about 6 miles to the airport. Well, I'm trying to figure out where Providence is. I think it's kind of that way. Oh, we'll get closer, we'll find it. Show us the skyline. Could be that way, though. I don't know. There's some towers over there. I'm like, you know, I want to keep unless the weather gets absolutely impossible to see the ground in, I usually like to keep the live weather. So in addition to live air traffic, it's supposed to be simulating the weather that actually, at time of day, that's actually occurring in this part of the world. That really helps. Yeah, we're gonna skip. I think we'll take a break from. We're gonna take from the Skibidi today, but we're gonna continue on Friday. How does that sound? Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah, YD, you got a crown. Congratulations. You're number one. What does it say? You might be, just because I don't know what that is. You got me. Oh, top #1 fan. You're the #1 fan on YouTube. I guess YouTube has that feature and you've activated it. Don't ask me. I have no idea. But I hope you feel good. I hope you don't mind. We're not gonna do Skibidi today because first of all, I'm running kind of late, and secondly, I want to do it Friday. But that's something. I mean, that's something. I don't know what it is, but that's something. I don't know if you people on Twitch you can see down there on YouTube. It has bestowed a very special badge that only certain people get. Oh, it's only for 3 minutes. Oh, you mean the thing that yeah? No, I'm really late. I still got to do a whole hour playing an hour of music. I'm sorry though, but we will get it. We will get it. But considering you're the #1 fan, you got it. You kind of have to deal with it. I think this is Providence here. I mean, is this the big? I don't, or is this maybe just an outskirts of Providence? I don't know. I think no. This must be an outskirts because the actual Providence has more buildings. I think. Hard to tell. I know, but for sure Friday. And the thing we got to do, I think this is Providence, if I remember correctly. It's got these very unique buildings here. Hold on a second. Turn this off here. These buildings here kind of like are very much, if I remember correctly, that's like the Providence skyline. If I remember correctly, I think it is. All right, let's play around to. We're gonna land, and then I'm gonna do the big brain games. I gotta do the big brain games, and then there'll be a short break. I think. Where's the airport, Joe? And then for the people who do enjoy my musical segment today. So that's the name of the airport, Theodore Francis Green State. Is that what it says here? It just says Providence, PVD, KPVD. I don't know where that thing's going. What's this over here? Palmham Rocks. Okay, we gotta check out the lighthouse. There's so much stuff to see in this game. I think this is a new thing that is part of the new city update. Yay! It was free too, so But we're actually gonna stop and take a better look at this lighthouse here. See what it's got. Palmham Rocks Lighthouse. Alright, so if we all bail out of the plane, it'll make a funny noise. We can check out the lighthouse, and you can see a very detailed model. Yeah, don't worry about the noise. Got the flags, got your boat dock, only accessible by boat, looks like. Kind of pretty. All right, back on the boat. That noise is annoying. It's certainly annoying. All right, nothing I can do about it. Funny thing, it's only from outside the plane. All right, now we're gonna actually land. I better pull off another good landing too. It's not really foggy as much as just severe low clouds. All right, so we're already gonna start to do things like put some gear down. We're pretty close to the runway here. Flaps all the way down, gear down, maybe a little breaker there, brake action, breaker. Because the runway's right here. It's right up here on our left here. I guess this is not the main airport. This is just a little GA airport, which is fine. That's all we need. This is a province GA. It's not where you land if you're landing a big jet. A little less. Okay, actually, we're going to go flaps 1, not flaps 2. That's all we need. That's what it looks like from here. You got to kind of have to raise your head up to see the runway. And even then, it's not that easy. Okay, you can see how our wings are configured for slow down. We're a very, very slick plane. So achieving those nice slow, with a lot less power here. Those landing speeds, we're just going to slow way down here. Way down here. Brakes are out full. Actually, I'm going to go to full flaps here too. We are kind of fast. Okay, a little more power. A little more power. Okay, we're going to just flare out here, nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. A little bit of smoke out of there. Full braking. Full braking. Oh, how are we not on the runway? Full braking. Let's try to stay on the runway. Here we are. It's fine. That was a perfectly good landing. Don't complain about it. You're not getting your money back. Alright. Alright, we're gonna do the big brain games. I kind of run late. We're about on time, as far as I'm concerned. That's the important thing. But before we do, especially with this great livery, you got it. Screenshot time. We're going to open the, okay, those go down there. We're going to open the canopy, because I like the canopy open up. We're going to get out of the plane. We're going to keep the engines running. We're going to take a nice screenshot with this amazing USA livery. With the engines running. Oh, there you go. Yeah, keep looking that way, sir. Sometimes he turns right when you stop. She turned. Yeah, it's really hard to get exactly precision. I wish they'd fix that. I think it might be a way. Go up further. There you go. There's your screenshot of the day. Screenshot of the day. Perfect. Alright. Moving to the moving over to the just chatting category, because quickly we're gonna run through the brain games. It is what it is. All right, just chatting. We're going to quit to desktop here. I'm going to switch here for a second. Quit to desktop. Have a little more Diet Coke. Get ready for some brain games. And, it's one of those segments. I actually like you doing it, but I think, it's one of those segments. If I saw somebody was doing the brain games, I'd have to skip them. I'd have to turn it off or skip that segment because I don't. I do the games. I don't want to see the answers. All right, let me bring it up. So I understand why people don't want to watch the brain games. So that's why it's nice that on YouTube, especially, you can kind of skip over the segments you don't want to see. All right. Let's see. Get these ready to go. Okay. The brain games. What are the brain games? The brain games consist of me sitting in front of the computer playing some of these online daily refreshed games. The first one I like to play. I already did the Wordle, the regular New York Times Wordle. I do that kind of always. That's just too boring. So the first one we're going to do is a Quirtle. Then we're going to do the reveal. Then we're going to do the centerpiece, which is the Tightrope quiz, 9-question trivia quiz. And then we'll do a couple octortals. I don't know why that particular order. I guess it has something to do with the order I normally do them. All right. So let's see. What could we have here? Like something LITE. I think it's got to be elite, right? What else could it be? Right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let's see, we got 5 letters on the lower right, right? So, this lower right could be ulcer, probably, right? Yeah. Upper right, we have, let's see, one, two. Actually, we have all four on the upper right, and I'm thinking that it's going to be Scour. The upper left, of course, will be the hard one here. Let's see. This upper left one could be inane, and if it's not, it'll tell us something. But it was inane. All right. So anyway, this is kind of a warm up. Everything seems to be working so far in the brain department. We're going to move over to the revealed, which is a really interesting new puzzle that they've been doing for a couple of months now that I've been enjoying playing. How you play? They give you a category such as arts and culture, and then what you have to solve, which is in this case 3 words, and they give you this heavily redacted document. Which contains some information in it, but most of it is by anyway. You can reveal some of these clues, but not that many. The object is to figure out what it is with the minimum number of clues revealed as possible. I guarantee you're going to reveal at least a few, but I like to read it in the blanked out form to before I even think about what I want to reveal, because that will help figure that out. So we got is blank is a blank by blank 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 in blank. As a blank against blank. The blank blank made a deep blank on blank. And blank blank entered mainstream blank in a way blank by very few blank. The blank blank and many of its blank, such as blank and the blank, are instantly blank and understood, often as blank for modern blank and blank abuses. Oof. And it's arts and culture. This, oof. I'm going to have to pick some random ones here. Against totalitarianism. And it's 3 words. As a blank against... I'm going to have to see what this is. Okay, novel. We don't... Okay, so now it needs a book with 3 words. Oof. Totalitarian. It's starting to ring a bell, though. I think it's one of those books by what's his name's. It's no, it's not Brave New World. It's the other one. What was the other one? No, it's not Trouble. I think it's an old novel like Brave New World. But it's not Brave New World, obviously. That won't fit in there. It has a name. Is a novel by somebody with 4 names in something as a blank against totalitarianism. The blank blank. What could this be? Not okay. I was thinking 1984. You know what? That's if we spell it out. We're going to have to give this one to you, but I got pretty close. I think it does fit. I think we're smart people here. Smart people. Smart people. Thank you for we're all smart. For a second, I was like 1984. Well, but that would be only 4 letters. But then I thought, where does she spell it out? It's not really spelled out that often, which makes this one kind of hard. But yeah, it's a novel published by English author George Orwell, published in 1949. It's a warning against totalitarianism. Honestly, knowing it was a novel and against totalitarianism kind of gives you what you need. Anyway, we needed 2 reveals. That was really fun, though. And other players, on average, needed 5.1 reveals and 1.5 hints. That's getting a letter. I don't think the letters are that helpful. 61% solved it. We're in the 61%. But again, we've worked on 44 puzzles. I do them on the day offs too, and we've solved all of them. Why it's 102% solved, right? It's because they had a bug and they had a duplicated puzzle. All right, we're moving on from the revealed to the Tightrope Trivia quiz. It's a 9-question timed trivia quiz. It starts easier during the week. You can see here today is the second from the easiest. But you never know. Trivia could be hard. It's timed. I got to get it quickly. You got to get it right. You get points for doing it fast. So, in fact, most of your points you get from doing things fast. I mean, sometime about 1590. That's Jamestown. No, Roanoke. Oof. I'm already in a bad shape. Roanoke. Oh my good, not Jamestown. Oh dear. Painted lady of what variety of insect? South America. Painted lady, butterfly. Oh, could have been Dusky. Yeah, Camus, something like that. Okay. Made me learn draw when it's. I don't know that one. Amelia Bedelia? Should I have known who that is? 1963? Wow, these seem hard. During which of the following? An airplane flight. At least I should know that since I literally talked about Bernoulli's principle yesterday, two things ago while flying. Open only women reporters. Oof. That seems like a tough one. Also, I did not know that. It's a guess. By shouting Noonan, a reference was to Caddyshack. Okay, come on. That one seems like softball. World Tour and her boyfriend's football game. That's Swift, Ms. Swift, I believe. And this is Mrs. Swift. But yeah, I don't think we're even going to cross today. We can only get two wrong. Hoped to blank downtown traffic by taking circumnavigate. I mean, no, that's the only one kind of fit. We're going to get a crappy score. Hey, if I got a good score every day, it'd be boring. Portugal's a papa suffer amateur lives the Azores of all those. None of those other islands are even close to Portugal. All right, well, we crossed the tightrope. We got some more games to do. Now we're gonna take a short break, and I'm gonna drag my piano in here and play some piano for you. I got to do it on a 4 times a week basis just to maintain my facility with the piano, which is pretty good. So it's important to me that I get to play, and I'll play for you guys while I'm keeping my fingers limber. All right, so first try 1750. That's the lowest score I've gotten in probably months, but at least I did cross it. All right, the next one is the Octurtle. It's a lot like the Quirtle. We're gonna do 2 of these. And again, you're solving 8 of these 5-letter word puzzles at the same time. But I use my same starting words every time. Noisy plate and crumb. And somebody out here can think of a better set of starting words for these kind of games. Let's see. We have here is CRA and then L. Something L there. So I think that's got to be crawl. AWL. I'm not sure what else could it be. So let's get that one. The other one we have, this could be like tabby, Tabby, right? Tabby, lower right with 2 B's, could be. So let's see if it is. It was. Let's see here. We have this one's interesting. Could be low on the lower right, could be milky, I think, right? It could be milky. Yeah, that's a good choice there. And this one here on the left probably has to be chose, since it can't be close. There's just no L in it. All right, moving along. I want to get this done. There'll be a rescue game after this. Okay, let's lower left also has, we know all 5 letters and positions of them. So that's going to be shown. The right one here, that's interesting. There's a Y and an R and an O. So interesting. The lower right one has to be rayon. I don't know. Isn't that even a word? I don't know. It apparently is. I mean, of course, it's a word. And then we have SAI, and then there's an int A. Again, these are super easy. And again, the reason why this is so easy is because my 3 starting words are so powerful, are so useful. Okay, we're down to the last one. So we have an L to place. It has to start with L. All right, leash is the only possible word. All right, but then we have one more game to do. This is the actual hard one. It's called the rescue. And it's hard because I don't get to use my powerful 3 starting words, which I said, which effectively unlocks these games and make them super easy. It gives you 4 random starting words, which are terrible. Oof. Ooh, this is going to be a bad one. Ugh. Ooh, but I like it because it's hard. This one in the upper right, I think it's got to be polyp, right? Yeah. Doesn't help us, but at least we know what it is. And then let's see if there's anything else that has... Let's see. We still don't have an E or a U anywhere. Oh, this is going to be rough. We're basically going to have to trust our gut somewhere here. Like, let's say we're going to guess Flash on this left one here. I think it's very unlikely that it's Flash. But it could have been, and that was helpful, I guess. Not really. I might as well just get this. Oh, see, SH. The H was helpful in a couple of places. This one on the left, lower left, I'm gonna cross my fingers that it's haste. I think it could be. Good. Okay, that really helped because we needed the E and the T. Hey, see, these get interesting because you really gotta stop and think here. This could be STA something, so a million things. Could be Stark. Could be a million things. Let's see if there's something easier. Starts with an F and it ends in Y. And it could be furry. Should we guess furry? Sure. Ooh, if it wasn't furry, it was ooh, what could it be? It's not funny. There's no N in it, right? Fuzzy. Lame. All right, let's keep moving on. Now we have a G to place here. Ends in Y. So it could be Gabby. Gabby. It could be Gawky. Let's try Gawky. Gawky. Nice. All right, the W and K didn't help. Or it didn't hurt, though. All right, we got 3. Hey, Hacksign. Good to see you. Good to see everyone here. Good to see you. I'm doing some brain games. Just trying to keep my brain limber and make sure that things are still functioning. Checking my work email for a second there. Nothing to do with me, though. That's nice. We get back to that. But we're still going to be streaming for quite a while because I want to get a nice long Ken's Piano Line segment in. So sit back if you want to hear me play piano. That'll be starting in just a few minutes. Let's see here. I want to get these, though. Let's see. We got all the vowels, so this one should only have an E in it. It could be greed, right? Greed, because that's got the R and the D in it. All right, we're moving along. This one here, again, there's the L. It could end. Oh, but there is a T, so I think it's L least, right? Least. It's got to be least. Yes, yeah. Is he on YouTube? I don't know. Is he? I see him on Twitch. Do you see him, Dan? By the way, how are you doing? Good to see you. All right. Let's see. Something blank ART. Now, it could be start. I mean, obviously, but it could also be smart because the T could, there could be another T. It could be 2 T's, but it could be smart. Oof, that's a tough one. Here, on the other hand, we have LEAR and there's an N. So let's grab the lower right, because that's 100% right. At least we know for sure what that one is. Okay, we were so close. We needed another guess. I thought it was smart, and it was smart. All right, moving on. We're moving on. Yeah, really. Okay, I still have plenty of Diet Coke. Look at this giant amount of Diet Coke remaining. It's getting a little watered down. All right, but I really want to move on. I'm very much excited and looking forward to playing the piano, opening up the piano lines. Feel free to get yourself a cocktail beverage, and beer, wine, or more likely just another Diet Coke like me. You know, it's the middle of the day here. All right, I'm going to run my mid-roll, and during that time, I will be frantically bringing my piano. It's not frantic. You'll figure it out. All right, let me get a little camera situated here like I like it. Oh, more like that's perfect. There we go. Yeah, the golden cap has come out gray on the Stream Elements screen, which is a piss off. Which really piss off. I see them on my other screen as golden. But you'll see that on a lot of streamers that if they're using Stream Elements chat boxes, that the golden cap doesn't come through. Some chat systems, I think Streamlabs will show the golden because it's a different system that's based on your computer. But it's almost like, yeah, sometimes I do the golden cappas, and in the chat window on your in the client, they're always nice and gold, but not always in the gotta warm up a little bit here. To the right, so I'm in the right position. That's about right. Anyway, welcome to Ken's Piano Lounge. What is Ken's Piano Lounge, you might ask? I mean, it's kind of a strange question. I mean, you're already here. But basically what I like to say is this list of songs here, Ken Lounge Jack song list, and it's just a list of titles and author, say a little prayer, Natalie Cole version. I have to be able to just basically look at a song and sit and play it, no notes, no music or anything like that, like this. That's what a lounge player does. There's a cat over there. From my shoulder. That's my Mo. I'm working in this song. I'm practicing it for TwitchCon called Drops of Jupiter by Train. It goes like this. That's Drops of Jupiter by Train. It's a good song. This is a song called Just the Two of Us. Why does it keep doing that? Faulty. How you doing, Pilgrim? I mean, I already said that. Good to see you again, though. I like that song too. It's called Just the Two of Us. Really great song too. I mean, they always work. If it's a great song, it should work as a lounge act. For example, Flashdance, great song, but you think of it as a sung song, it's still a great piano song. I don't know if I know that one. Thank you. I don't know if off the hand I'm sure if I heard the Neverending Story movie theme song, I'd know it because I'm sure it's quite famous. It's off the top of my head, I can't remember. But yeah, Flashdance Was the Feeling was surprisingly the theme song from a movie called Flashdance. What a Feeling. Well, I don't know, that was anyway. So technically it's a movie theme. All right, I'm going to play The Girl from Ipanema. I think this was probably in a movie too a long time ago. Anyway, yeah, that officially means you're in Ken's Piano Lounge when you hear me play Girl from Ipanema. Hope you're enjoying a beverage of some kind, like my sort of watered down. It's plenty strong. Diet Coke. Just getting started here. Sit right down. Got another 20 minutes of. We're just gonna have instrumental tunes today. I like this one. It's called it's called Just One Victory. Cliche. Todd Rundgren. I'll do Just One Victory in a second. issues. Too fast. Slower. All right, play a few more songs. We'll see how many. All right, so I said I was gonna do this one as well. I know it looks like a lot of. I am kind of abusing it a little bit. It's it's what it is. Hey, I've earned that Diet Coke. My one little vice, not really. I mean, the stream is powered by Diet Coke. Without Diet Coke, there would be no stream. They go hand in hand. Okay. You got the gist of it. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not one of those professional streamers who give you a warning like there's an ad break coming, or do something like, oh, I'm going to stop playing during the ad break. That would be a professional streamer. I'm an amateur streamer, so you're going to have to put up with ad breaks in the middle of your favorite song. I'm sorry. But the good thing is there'll be more streams, and I'll play it next time, and maybe you'll even be able to get to see the whole thing. It's pretty much the way it is. I'm not going to turn off ads. They kind of discourage it, and I just want to keep them on, even though it's a very, very amount of... I have kind of I think I have the minimum amount of ads on, but you will see them on Twitch, not on YouTube, by the way. Go over to YouTube, just at Kench909 or on YouTube. I'm not supposed to say this, but you see the same content even better because there's no ads on it. I'm literally not supposed to say that. I could lose my partnership, which I don't have, by saying that. All right, let's move on. Alrighty, I'm gonna tell a little song. I'm gonna play "Hey 19." So it's in a couple days there was a boating accident on Lake Tahoe. There was a storm that came up, and there's people on a 27-foot boat. There was a bunch of people partying. Not young people, older people. There was 10 people on a boat. Only 2 people survived. 10 people. 8 people died. It's very sad. It's very tragic. But the story I'm trying to make here is the headlines. The headline was "Sole Survivors of the Lake Tahoe disaster had one thing in common." And the thing in the story is they were the 2 wearing life vests. But that's not the part I'm interested in. The part is the fact that the headline said "Sole Survivors of the tragedy. You can't have sole survivors of a tragedy. Either you have survivors of a tragedy or a sole survivor of a tragedy. And there were 2 people survived. It couldn't have been a sole survivor. Why would they? And then I saw this headline kind of rephrased and repeated with sole survivors. It's because of this song, Hey 19. It repeats the phrase in very much soul survivors. Now he's saying SOUL survivors. She doesn't remember Aretha Franklin. She don't remember the Queen of Soul. Soul survivors are blah blah, right? Okay, and that made it into public, into the public's made it into public subconscious in such a way that people think that the phrase "soul survivors" with SOLE actually makes sense, but it doesn't. No, they weren't. That's not a good question. They were white, nice people, middle-aged, middle-class people. All of them. Hey 19, wait, way back when in 67, I was the dandy Gamakai. Sweet things from Boston, so young and willing. I moved down to Scarsdale, where the hell am I? Hey 19, we can't dance together. I know we can't talk at all. Please take me along when you slide on down. Hey 19, that's Aretha Franklin. She don't remember the Queen of Soul. It's hard times befalling the soul survivors. She thinks I'm crazy, but I'm just growing old. Hey 19, no, we can't dance together. I know we can't talk at all. Please take me along when you slide on down. I'm trying to read your comment. I'm not exactly sure what was the confusion. You know, in the headline, "Soul Survivors" had one thing in common. Was SOLE, but in the song it's SOUL. So it was somebody confusing SOUL survivors, which could be a thing. But soul SOLE survivors is not a thing. You can't have soul survivors. It's a what do you call it? When 2 things conflict. It's an oxymoron. As a matter of fact, soul survivors is a classic oxymoron. You either have survivors or a soul survivor, but you can't have soul survivor. Anyway, let's move on. All right, next song is called "We've Only Just Begun" by Paul Williams for the Carpenters. the solo. How you doing? Good to see you. Right on time. Anyway, I got a few more songs I want to play, but I can't go too much longer than 2 hours, or got them under 10 minutes or so. Just ban these weird suspicious users here. It's all good. Let's see. Now that you're here, I can do the song. Let me see if I get it right. It's not that hard. There's a man who leads a life of danger. With everyone he meets, he stays a stranger. With every move he makes, well, another chance it takes. Odds are he won't live to see tomorrow. Beware of pretty faces you may find. A pretty face can hide an evil mind. Oh, be careful what you say. Don't give yourself away. Odds on you won't live to see tomorrow. Secret agent man, secret agent man. Well, they've given you a number and they've taken away your name. Sunning in the Riviera one day, then bleeding in a Bombay alley next day. Oh, don't let the wrong word slip when kissing persuasive lips. Odds are you won't live to see tomorrow. A secret agent man, secret agent man. Well, they've given you a number and they've taken away your name. Well, look at it, agent man, secret agent man. This mysterious life you choose is a deadly game. Given you a number and they've taken away your name at 6. Look out, it's a agent man, secret agent man. This mysterious life you choose is a deadly game. Close. I love that song. I'll play that song. I don't care if I get all the notes right. It's all a good time. I always think of course Patrick McGoohan, Secret Agent Man, and I've been watching The Prisoner again. They took away his name, and gave him number 6. I'm not a number. Who is number 1? I'm number 2. No, I'm not number. Who? I'm number 2. Who is number 1? I'm number 2. All right. Some instrumentals. Shortened version of that song. All right, I want to play a few more here. I always like everyone likes this one. All right, last song for the night is going to be one of my classic songs that I would always like to hear and play in a lounge act. It's just a great instrumental. It's called Up, Up, and Away by the Fifth Dimension. little bit of a short set today, but it's been 2 hours in. Had a great time streaming today. Let me move over here to my main screen. Main camera here. Turn off my reverb. Reverb is only for singing. It's not part of the actual room background there. It really helps to hear myself, hear the reverb, because it lets my brain know when I'm off key, which is most of the time, but it lets you kind of correct yourself. Anyway, I had such an amazing, this is going to be a shock to most of the people who are listening in right here, but I had such an incredibly good time on today's stream that I'm going to do the whole thing again, pretty much exactly again next time I stream, which is Friday. Still got some Diet Coke, but it is turning from the brown to the more of the tan color because I put ice in there, you know. It's still somewhat refreshing. It's not like it is. Anyway, thank you again. And I do remember my regular schedule, which is start at the same time every time. Do like the hour of the flight simulator, take a break, do some brain games, come back to the music segment. Friday's musical performance will be a guitar segment. But although we've been playing the fancy cheap guitar the last couple times, we're going to switch to I don't care what you guys do. I'm going to switch to one of my other guitars just because we like to keep them rotating around. So it'll be guitar day. There'll be flying. There'll be brain games. Maybe some skibbity toilet. There'll be some. That'll be Friday the regular time. It's good because Friday. Actually, right. I'm working Thursday. Friday is I'm not even. Right, it could be like a 3-hour stream. I'm not. I'm off on Friday. It's not like I need to work, or I might even start early. I don't know. I got lots of things I want to see in Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's for sure. It was really great to see you guys, and thanks for all the positive comments as always. I'm gonna run my outro. I'm not gonna, and we'll see you guys next time. It is what it is. I gotta get back to work.